We've been here way before now. No, the story doesn't change. Can't let go cause you let it down. I just charge it to the game. Thought I was more than your homie, more than your homie, no. Thought I was more than your homie, more than your homie, no. Now I don't understand you. How you love to cry, right?
And we are back. The Lesbian Homie, Season 4, Episode 4, After Show. I'm Dame. I'm the moderator. I got my guy, Bigg Jah. Bigg Jah, I need you to introduce the lovely ladies that we have with us tonight.
Man, all right. So if y'all were tuned in to this last episode, y'all know who these young ladies are. Let's start with Vanetta. Her real name is Courtney Elise. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I don't know. Is her mic on or no?
Should be.
Yes, it is.
Oh, her mic is on. Okay, okay. That's what's up. So Courtney Elise, who plays Vanetta, thank you for blessing us today. I really appreciate you being here. We're gonna have fun in this hour or less, with 45 to an hour. Or as long as y'all can be here, because I know some of y'all gotta go. And I gotta introduce a person who needs no introduction, who's been here. This is season 3. You've been here for all 3 seasons. Well, three out of the 4. Everybody, put your hands together for our sister Marquezs, aka Nadia. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to you both. Thank y'all for both being here. Man,
thank you for having me.
For sure.
This is the first after show that you guys have been on, so I have to start kind of general with just how was this experience shooting season 4, and was it any different than any of the prior seasons that you were on? Marquezs, you go ahead and start, Marquezs.
It was a good time, honestly. I feel like at this point, a lot of us are like family. You know, it's like going to work with your family. I guess the good family that go to work, not the family that don't. I don't know. But just it's really cool. It's really cool. We get a chance to, you know, create and just really have fun at work. So it don't really feel like work. So the long hours or if it's late or whatever, you know, it's just been really dope. So
basically, maybe just more comfortable from season 3 to season 4, or any other differences?
Yeah, just more comfort. You know, you get a little more. You get a little more, you know, acclimated to everybody's style and stuff. You know, at this point, you know, me and Tim really go together. You know what I'm saying? At this point, so you know, it just gets a little easier with time.
And before we go over to Courtney, I just want to remind people, I actually made a post on my personal page today. I'm always impressed just the amount of talent that's a part of this project. I don't think people really understand like how many people it takes to make this a success and how talented everybody's in. So when I'm managing the socials, I really try as much as I can to tag people, to shout people out. So right now, their Instagrams are right here on the screen. So please, if you're not already following Courtney and Marquezs, please follow them. They got a bunch of other stuff going on, I'm sure. But Courtney, I think everybody looks forward to hearing you, whatever you're going to say. You're going to say something wild every time you get on the screen in this show. What's your experience been like on the Lesbian Homie?
Honestly, my experience has always been amazing working with Jah. Again, Jah is like family. He's very professional, but he's also just a lot of fun to work with. He's great at directing. He's great at, you know, giving out those bits that you may need to kind of fully tune into the character. So it's always a pleasure working with him. Any difference? I feel like Honestly, I feel like it really hasn't been. I think that in this season, I just wanted to really bring the character even more to life. You know, last year I was kind of, I mean, last season, I was kind of getting my feet wet. You know, just kind of like testing it out, like, okay. And I feel like this season I had a lot more fun with the character. I really enjoyed the scenes, and yeah.
Dope. Ja, anything to add working with these young ladies?
Of course, absolutely. So Courtney is a person that I love working with. I know what I'm getting from her, and it's a very unique energy. Very unique energy. And so I had her in season 3, and her the character, her character is connected to 2 other characters, Davion and Selena, that are not in that weren't in season 4. So I had to think of a way to bring her back. 'Cause I love working with her. She's very professional as well. She comes up with the energy, is always positive. She was always smiling and laughing all the time, and she always delivers. Always delivers. I've never worked with her ever, and she didn't give me what I needed. She always gives me what I need, if not more. So, yes, absolutely. So I gotta bring Courtney back, and I hate that the character that I had her play last season was such a small character, and even this one too, because you only see her a couple times. But when she shows up, I feel like they're very memorable scenes, memorable performances, very funny. It's very funny, and so it's just I can't wait to keep working. I got other stuff I'm working on, and I can't wait to work with you and of course Marche. So it's there's no difference for me on my side because season 3 was just as successful as season 4 when it comes to working with them. And Marche, she already knows. Like we've been rocking since like the beginning, and she's just like you said, Dame. Like working with these actors is so strong. It's so dope. It's almost like I feel like it's like an ensemble cast every time I put something together because everybody that I put in the series is someone I love working with.
You guys, I'm doing the lesbian homemade tea right now. Hold on.
Oh, he's over here streaming she got other cameras popping.
She cracking. She multi working.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. So good.
Yeah, I was streaming, but I was like, let me go ahead and pop in.
Yeah, pop in.
Playing Marble Rivals right now.
Hilarious. I love it. Persephone.
And what's up?
What's going on? I was just giving Sister Courtney and Sister Marche their flowers as they deserve. And,
my girls.
Yep. And this episode was so dope to me. And I was about to say something before we went live to Marche and Courtney, and I'm not just saying this. I'll say this in front of the other cast members as well. 2 of my favorite scenes was the parking lot scene with you, Ayana, E, and Stephanie. It was hilarious. I can't wait to put the bloopers out. And the scene with Nadia and Rob. You Marche, that scene when you turned up on them. And I hate the fact that the writer Jada Faye wasn't able to be on this live. She will be on lives to come, but she wasn't available. She had another prior engagement, so she couldn't be on today. But she texted me when she saw your performance. I was like, man, she took what I put on that paper and made it exactly what I thought it would come out to be. And Nadia is normally the instigator, kind of like voice of reason, but she's very instigator-ish. That's not a word, but it works. And she's always silly, kind of like makes light of the situation until she drops some gems. But this is an opportunity for us to really see Nadia like a different side of her, the relationship side of her, and she's coming to a point where she has to let her boyfriend know how she feels, and she was bombarded, blindsided, and it was a serious scene. And I loved watching you work. I loved it. It's perfection to me.
So I have those scenes queued up, but go ahead and introduce the folks that just joined us before we jump into that.
Of course. This is my boy Jeff Pulliam, who plays Marquezs, who's one of DC's brothers. DC has a plethora of siblings. He's Dominican, and he has brothers all over the Caribbean and brothers here in LA as well. And Marquezs, Dominican Quez is his name. He plays Zola's husband, one of Bruce's friends, one of Bruce's regular friends that has a wife and has a family. And shout out to my boy Jeff, man. Thank you for being here, brother.
What up, man?
Last episode 3 was an episode that he was actually in, and he was giving Bruce a hard time in the third degree on his relationship with with Natasha. And we missed him last week. I definitely want to invite you back and have you on this week, brother.
Appreciate it.
That's my apologies, man. I didn't even see you then. I was over here controlling different things, and I missed you. So that's my bad.
And it's my fault too for not reminding you that, letting you know he was backstage. And then by the time I realized it, we was wrapping up. We were like, oh shit, we wrapping up the live.
Hey, it happens. It happens.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, of course we got the two lesbian homies, the stud buds, Persephone and E.
I'm multitasking right now, but I'm listening.
For sure. Thank y'all for being here. Of course, it's always a party when y'all here, and and to have Marche and Persephone on the live together. We haven't had that since last year, and just to see y'all get it cracking on camera. And,
I love her down. When I tell you, even though she plays as my best friend in the show, even in real life, locked in.
Let's watch one of the scenes that you just referenced, Jah, and we'll come back to it.
For sure.
In there at the gym, in the parking lot, she was going to the car full of shit. And she was scrambling before
what, Rob? Before what?
Before they repossessed her car. She damn near been living in her car for over 2 weeks.
Why you ain't just call me then?
Baby, I tried to call you all day. It went right to voicemail.
Shit. I didn't realize I was on D&D. I don't know, Rob. This is a lot.
I know.
Okay, so what the fuck you gonna do? It's either her or me.
Of course it's you, but I can't just throw her in the streets like that. I gave her my word.
Bet.
Nadia. Baby.
Fuck. Does anybody think in real life like this is okay?
No. Absolutely not.
Hey.
Yeah, I think I don't think this is okay that Nadia is tripping. It's just an ex.
A big booty happens all the time, right?
With a big booty, that's it.
Huge booty and pretty.
Tim Blocks are a unpaid actor in there as well. Like, I feel like he added to the dramatics. You
definitely had to.
I ran the poll while the episode was premiering on YouTube, and it was split 70-30. So 30% of people did think that Rob's actions were justified.
Oh no!
Yeah, he was just helping out.
Oh,
he was just helping out.
Yeah.
Stay in the house. Okay. All right.
Man, hell no.
If the tables was turned, could I help out?
Yeah, like could you come home in the shower?
Right.
With like a dude with a big schlong.
Hey, chances are I'm probably firing on dude. I probably wouldn't because I'm naked, but I might just sock him in the shower.
Both of y'all would be naked. That's crazy.
I would. Yeah. I would. So we thought about, because Nadia is a very sound. She's a pretty solid, sophisticated, and secure woman, right? So that was. We had to figure out how can we got to build a story to where Nadia is feeling threatened, feels like a little insecure, and it's gonna be hard to do that. So we kind of went extreme. Like her boyfriend moves his ex-girlfriend into the crib.
Yeah.
Like that's a stretch. That's a stretch. But in his defense, it's not like she doesn't know her. They're not friends, but she does know Siobhan. That doesn't make much of a difference. I'm sure.
It makes it worse.
It probably makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because she knows she knows she used to be fast. She knows she used to run with a gang of girls that was like the fast girls. And so, yeah, I get it. And I feel like Nadia's response is justified for sure. Tim's, his heart was in the right place, and he did try to call. It's not like he just snuck it up on you. He tried to communicate with Nadia. But in reality, if she didn't answer her phone, you got to wait until he does answer her phone.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah, you can't be like, I tried to call you, you didn't answer, so I moved on with my thought process.
But would it have been worse if they was there together and she walked in?
Yeah.
No, because he could have right away been like, let me tell you what's going on right.
No, nothing's worse than coming to the master bedroom of your man's bathroom, and then seeing a naked ex in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because at that point, she could be like, did they just do something and he left?
Right.
All right. Yeah. So all kind of things is going through her mind.
That's how people get killed.
Nah, really?
That's true. No, that's true.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
No, like for real.
Fashion crimes be happening all the time like that.
That's how people get killed.
She ain't lying.
Yeah.
So she should have had her phone. She should have had her phone on Do Not Disturb, man.
It sounded like most people only. Well, not I'm saying most. There was a large part of the audience that only thought it was bad just because Siobhan was cute and attractive, and it made it worse.
Yeah.
Well,
if she was ugly, it wouldn't have no problem.
But I also feel like, why is she in the master bathroom?
Correct.
Don't you have another bathroom that she can be in? Why is she in?
You're right.
Math ain't mathing.
Initially, we were supposed to put in the script. It's in the outline. It's in the script that Siobhan was being a little entitled or a little messy by choosing the master bathroom to be in. You know what I'm saying? So we forgot to put that in there. That didn't make the edit. But like there's supposed to be a conversation where, and why did you choose my man's bathroom?
Right.
The bathrooms in the house.
You want him to walk in on you? Like, what's going on? Because I be showering in other people's house. If I had to shower in somebody else's house, the door is locked. Do you hear me?
Exactly.
Right. Nah.
Somebody said, like I said, y'all, the new black version of the Young and Restless.
Hey, I'll take it. Ain't nothing wrong with a little drama.
All right, let's get to the other scene that Ja referenced. Here we go.
He was not meant for that role.
You don't think so?
But I know so. Thick ass.
Don't call me thick, nigga. You thick.
Bro, chill. Always trying to act hard.
No, that's all you.
Nah, it's all me.
You crazy if you think.
Come here.
I know you fucking lying.
Vanetta, what the fuck?
Bri, listen.
I ain't listening to shit. First, y'all was studs fucking men. Now y'all studs fucking each other.
Who said we fucking?
Shit, that kid's definitely gay fucking to me.
Man, mind your fucking business, Vanetta. You always in somebody else's.
I can mind mine and yours. I'm great at multitasking.
Get that multitask. So, goodness gracious, hey, that was a funny. It was cold as hell. That was a funny. That was a funny night, man. I love that type of character. Vanetta is like the messy friend that just loves the mess. But I kind of feel like from season 3, we tried to give her she only had 2 scenes, but there was like a layer of hurt that Davion, kind of her and Davion, she experienced with Davion. So so when she's like, for example, hurt people. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Vanetta's character was like, if she just had somebody in her life that was like solid, a dude that was solid, or whatever she deals with, a mate that was solid, she wouldn't be so quick to jump on someone's wave of drama. So she's basically with her friend, small world. Vanetta and Bri are good friends, and Bri has been in the show since season 1, and no one knew this, but her and Vanetta are actually partners or friends. And so everyone's that. I don't know if y'all got that friend. I got a couple homies that just love drama. You know what I'm saying? They quick to fight. They quick to talk mess. They quick to take up for somebody else. They're not even in the argument, but they put themselves in the argument. And a lot of girls got one homegirl, at least one homegirl that's kind of like Vanetta. And Vanetta to me is also the messy friend, but she is funny. She is hilarious. So she just can't help but get into the mess. She's not even involved, but she's taking the pictures and she's like, why y'all even asking her about the pictures? I'm the one taking the pictures and I ain't deleting shit. Why?
Flash on. I might be flashing.
Yeah, and she don't care. She messy. I'm gonna flash it in your face. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So one of the things I think, Jah, like it's a lot of the small details that I think separate some of your work from some of the other work that I see. And this question is for all the actors, because I think everybody does a good job at, like, when it's not your turn to speak, but you're in the shot, the reactions too. I think those little details, the reactions to, like, whatever, I think Courtney did a hell of a job in that scene in particular of, like, reacting to what other people are doing. Can you guys give some advice or suggestions for up and coming actors on how to stay present in a scene, even if you're not speaking? Like, what's going through your guys' head, or how do you prep?
I think the main thing for me is listening. I think it's very important to listen and pay attention to what's going on in the scene. I think sometimes people get so focused on their lines, like, oh, I gotta say my line, or I want my line to be like this or like that. But you have to create that sense of feeling to make it real and believable. So if I'm just being and I'm listening, everything else is just gonna come out naturally how it's supposed to.
Yeah. I think also for me, it's like it's helping my other people stay in it, because you could just be on the sideline like doo, 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 and they're looking for certain cues that they need to keep it, as fresh and good as possible. And so just staying in it, helping them stay in it, because it's helpful for me when they're in it and I'm running my lines. So
you got to give them the same energy that they gave you.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I can't remember if we even did 2-camera setup, but if we didn't, I think we didn't actually. We flipped the world. So it's the first couple takes is on E and Reese, and then we flipped the world and put the cameras on Vanetta and Bri. And so when the camera's not on you, you got to stay in it, even when you're not on camera. Not just being on camera and present without speaking, but being off camera and kind of giving the actors on the other side of the camera, on the other side of the lens, that same energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
I pretended real. Well, like,
say it again?
It's a real conversation. As I just pretend it's a real conversation, I'm like, attentively listening to whatever the character is going through and whatever realistic response I would give in the faces.
I like in the part of where the beef is more so with Bri and Bri and Reese and E and Vanetta. Mm-hmm. If you notice, a lot of times that E was responding or reacting, it was to Vanetta. Like, so it kind of, I wanted to show that there is history there. Like, E knows who Vanetta is, even though E dealt with Bri and they broke up seasons ago. But like, there's still a history behind them, and like, E knows Vanetta, Vanetta knows E. Reese is not too familiar with Vanetta because he just started dating Bri last season. So I think that came across pretty good, solid. That there was a beef before that night even started.
And I just want to remind the people watching, if you have a question, you can put it in the comment section. We'll try to get to as many questions as possible. So go ahead and put your questions in the comment section. We have a few. Jah, you can answer this really fast. How do you guys book these roles? When is auditions held for future roles?
So I'm gonna be honest. I've been working with everybody here for years. So the audition period, I think honestly, I've been working with them so long that I was auditioning for them as they were auditioning for me. You know what I'm saying? So like they saw my work, they saw me acting maybe in other people's sketches or even in my own stuff. And so at that time, we're talking about 7, 8 years ago. And so there was no audition period. To answer your question, no one here had to audition because I've been working with them for years prior to the Lesbian Homie being shot. I think me and Eve, we met on the Lesbian Homie, but that was 6 years ago. And so we basically auditioned for each other because our first time working together was 2019. And then we shot the first episode of Lesbian Homie. But before then, I knew who Courtney was. We've worked together, Marche, Jeff, and Persephone. We've already worked, so I already know what I'm getting from them. Like I said, it's not hard to cast for my characters because everybody that I know several handfuls of dope actors. So it's easy. So will I hold auditions in the future? Yes, of course, because I plan on doing a lot more series, various series, not just Lesbian Homie, but other series as well, where I'm going to be expanding to several other actors as well. But I got almost everybody I need right now when it comes to me shooting dope ass content. And as long as they're available and willing to keep pulling up, I'm gonna keep hitting them up. And
I think the best thing to do, I mean, because there's a lot of talent in LA. There's a lot of talent everywhere. You kind of have to build your own crew, and just kind of come up together because it's going to be hard to like pierce somebody else's crew that's been working together for so long. But yeah, I wanted to play another scene. I think this is my favorite scene of the episode. I believe this is it. So bear with me. I think this is the one.
How you doing, Siobhan?
Hey.
That's great.
Rob, you still want some?
Yeah, I'd like.
He's okay. He ate yesterday.
You sure? No, I was just gonna make him a plate.
It's fine. I'll make his plate.
Okay.
Baby, you good? And again, what's up with all the bags?
Oh no, there's just a few things just to feel more comfortable here. That's all.
Because it looked like you empty your entire closet and put it right there.
I like that quick interaction with Marche and Nilla. That's just hilarious to me.
Yeah. The handshake away.
Yeah, you this.
I know that's right. Look, here I come, baby. I know I said I didn't want to move in before, but things have changed. I'm here now. What's up?
Okay, make room.
Right. She can sleep on the patio.
We had Nilla on the after show last week. This was our first time. Well, she's done a sketch with us, but this was our first time working with Nilla in a series capacity. What was the experience like from your perspective working with Nilla?
She was so fun. It's crazy when you're doing a scene like where there's confrontation or like negative vibes and the person's so lovely in real life. So it's it was a fun situation, but she was able to turn it off and turn it on, and actually we had a good time. So I'm just like, I feel like after every little scene, I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So she was really cool, really dope. Yeah.
Man, I thought when we were in the writers, before we wrote the episode, we were outlining this episode. I said it before. I said it last week when you weren't here, Marche, so I'll say it again. I needed your personality is so big and unique. We needed something. I feel like Nadia's character is not going to be. She's not a jealous person. She's very confident. She's very aware. So there's only going to be a certain type of person that can make her act out of her character a little bit. So I was thinking, who can I get to pull this off? That has a big and
we're very similar in real life.
Huh?
We're very, very similar in real life.
Here's the thing. Hence Rob having the type. Hence him, like, you know what I'm saying? Hence, and you not feeling that. You be like, whoa. I know what you like, for one. I saw you like her back in the day. Now we're together, and now she's around again. And now almost making her feel like high school all over again. Even though necessarily you didn't necessarily want Rob back in high school, but you saw him back in high school. He was family. You've known him your whole life. So to see Siobhan back, it's like, oh, what's going on? And her personality is so big, along with other things. So, so that's another thing that Nadia was not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? So, and
that part I said that part about
yes,
yeah,
right, and that was perfect because that wasn't in the script.
Yeah,
but the way you said it, it's like I feel like you were saying the things that any woman in that situation would say. You know, so I think Jada Faye did a great job of writing that scene in that whole episode. But of course, you murdered every scene like you always do. You murdered that, and it's different from what you're used to because you were serious, and Nadia is never put in a position to where she has to be that serious. And I love the switch up.
So with E and Reese's character, just kind of stepping outside of them, like, do you guys like them together? Does the audience like E and Reese together? Do you guys like E and Reese together?
It's so fun.
From a writer's point, from the creator, yes. But as a viewer, I'm trying to take myself out of that and put myself in the viewer seat. And I'm like, would that even work? Not just because they're studs. I don't really care about that. But I think that they both need some work on themselves because they're both kind of like, I don't want to use the word toxic, but they have toxic traits. Well, I'll keep it 100. Reese is toxic. E's toxic. And Bruce is a dumb toxic nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if they will work. But I think moving forward, as you guys watch the remainder of the season, they
I know I haven't had the best attitude lately.
Oops, my bad.
I'm doing some thinking, and I want to make this work.
Yeah,
my bad.
He's super wild for that one. Bruce is wild for that. You know, but dudes do that. But dudes really do that. I've seen
That's
it.
crazy.
I'm like, bro, she is going out of the country in this situation. Why would you tell her that? He panicked.
My bad. We'll get to that one in a second.
Yeah, but Ian Reese, I think I definitely feel that they liked each other. I definitely feel so. Just because people care about each other doesn't mean they should be together. You know what I'm saying? I think when it comes to like when it comes to even Natasha and Bruce, we'll get to that in another episode. But like Nadia and Rob, I feel like that makes sense. I feel like that relationship we had to bring them some drama this season for it to make sense for them to be even in the show. Because of course, Marquezs' character Nadia would be in the show because she's Reese's best friend. But like, we want to dive into Nadia and see how does she handle adversity. And we saw, and you'll see as the episodes continue. But like, Rob and Nadia makes sense to me. Ian Reese, it makes sense, but it's clumsy. So if I'm watching it as a viewer, oh, that's a clumsy situation.
No, this the comment right here. This is my thought too. Who gonna be who? When I look, especially the scene we just yeah.
Right. So y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed that, but Reese and E battled for the top.
Yeah.
That's by design. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean take me on a date? I'll take you on a date. Oh, and they both get girly with each other. But when they're around other people, they kind of be with the like when E's with her with Sam and Chris, she's more was cracking. She's more with a dude, but when she's with Reese, I don't
her guard comes down.
Exactly. Exactly. I'll let them talk about
I
that.
kind of like that dynamic though. Because it shows a softer side to them. So I enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like hanging out with my homegirl at home, no makeup, just like chill. We could wear our baggy clothes and just be comfortable, you know. I don't think it works in real life because it's just too, I feel like it's just too much of this in real life. But for the show, I think it works because first off, we have so much aggression towards each other that when you got aggressiveness towards something, you have that passion, you have emotion. It's like fiery. So then when you add sex into the mix, it's like, okay, now you got all that like aggression that we've been holding on to for years, and now we're taking it out on each other, which is why, you see.
Yeah.
I enjoy playing the role. It's really fun to me.
I think he and Reese had since they were younger, since they were kids, kind of envied each other without saying it. So see full circle, fast forward to now where they're in a situationship that kind of makes sense for them because they've always kind of had an admiration for each other since they were younger.
Yeah. Ja, when you talk about the script right here on these after shows, like there's some intricate details that probably aren't like in the script that you like how you mold these characters and kind of their what's driving them and things like that. Are you communicating that to the actors on set in terms of that level of direction?
Honestly, for Ian Reese's character, I didn't. I don't know if I think they subconsciously did the whole battle for the dominant one, because I think they're just being true to their character. I think Reese is being the stud that she always been, and same as E. So they're both, even in their relationships with women, they are the dominant woman in their lesbian relationship. So now they're pulling that same energy into their relationships with each other, and it makes sense. I didn't tell them to do that. I think it subconsciously happened, which is what I wanted. We wanted that to happen. We wanted them to kind of fight the affection for each other, and slowly it shows. Like even with E kissing Reese on her arm, kissing Reese on her hand. I didn't ask her to do that. She pulled that. She just put that into her character, which I loved. I saw it. I was like, oh, okay. And it looked so natural, but it looked endearing too, because it was the right time to do it at the right mood, at the right moment of that scene when they decided they're going to go on their first date. That's basically what it is. They've been out together with the homies, but they haven't been out together solo with them, just them two. And that was a moment for them. And I think with E choosing to do that, I believe she understood that was the moment to do that at. And it worked perfectly.
Before I get into this last scene that we'll play, Jeff, I want to go back to episode 3 because you didn't appear in episode 4. The scene that you appeared in, there's like 5 people, I believe it's 5 people. What's it like? Like, what was the experience like? Just kind of shooting that scene. It was with I think it was Zara. I think it was DC, Ja, and then I forget.
Coy, played by Adia. Adia Sherrill plays Coy.
Yep.
And Ashley plays Zola. Yep.
Is it harder to shoot those scenes with like a lot of people? Does it make it more easy? From I'm sure from a director perspective, it's harder. Right. But Jeff, how'd you feel about it?
I mean, for me, it was easy because I was just feeding off everybody else, and I know everybody, so it was just that part was simple. It was just at first the pressure though of trying to be, you know what I'm saying, trying not to mess up, trying not to miss your lines, stuff like that.
Choreography, man.
Yeah.
It's choreography. It's like when you have the multiple character scene like that, one-on-one is cool. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 people is cool. But just like we were talking about earlier, about staying in the scene when you're not talking, when you have a big scene like that, there's several times where you're not speaking because there's other characters that need to be speaking. So you have to kind of stay in it physically. Body language has to be there. And on top of that, you got to know when to jump in and hit your line. Right. And so I try to make it a stress-free environment, And but it can be daunting. It can be a little not confusing, but it can be challenging because it's like playing basketball where it's a team sport. You got to be at the position, you got to run the play that you practiced. Same thing here. You got sometimes as a director, I find myself in big scenes like that, looking at Jeff, looking at Ashley, looking at Adia, looking at Ken, and directing while should be acting. You know what I'm saying? So I have to make a point to watch her performance and stay in character and react to what Jeff is saying to me, Marquezs is saying to me, or Zola is saying to me, reacting to everybody, all while directing. So it can be challenging when you have a big scene like that, when you have to direct multiple people while also still being in the scene.
Right. But that would be, to answer the question, Dame, to that the most challenging part is staying in when you're not delivering lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I was kind of worried about making sure I did that more than anything.
Nah,
Yeah.
you killed it, dog.
So let me play this last scene. I want the ladies to weigh in on just Bruce as a guy and what he's doing in this scene.
Uh-oh. Goodness gracious.
I know I haven't had the best attitude lately, but I've been doing some thinking. And I want to make this work. We can make this work.
You think so?
I know so.
Look, I know we only been dating for a few months. I wouldn't even blame you if you want to end this right now.
Why would I want to do that?
No, it's not like we have a title. We kind of just been trying to see where things are going.
Is that what you want?
I don't want nothing that you don't want.
Well, I want you. And I mean that. You're my girl now. And I see a future with us.
I'm your girl.
Come on, man. I'll make this a moment. You trying to make this a moment? Yeah, you are.
3 months and then a
Ain't
long
shit.
distance.
Huh? What'd you
Ain't
say?
shit. Ain't
Damn.
shit. Riz ain't
Damn.
shit.
Wait.
He just saying that 'cause he don't want to lose her.
Man, you know what? That could be, there's a few different types of guys. And Bruce is the type of guy that did that. But there's some guys that be like, you know what? I don't want to lose her, so let me lock her down and be genuine with the lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Like he really wants her. So without a title, she can go out there and be like, hey, it's a guy I'm seeing, but we're not official. Him making it official is kind of like telling himself it's official. But the question is, would he make it official if she stayed?
If she wasn't leaving, right.
Right. But then again, remember, he was talking about in the season episode 2, he was talking about how much he liked her and he was excited to see where that goes. And that was coming out of nowhere. Now, mind you, he was done with the stud buds. He wasn't talking with E or Reese anymore. So it wasn't like he was out there just giving her game, feeding her anything.
Yeah.
But so on the outside looking in, he could be legit, but in actuality, he just ran into Zola and just set up a little dinner date with her. So to turn around with the "you my girl now" is kind of irresponsible. So I would agree with E in saying he's not shit because of that. But asking a girl to be a girl, a woman to be a girlfriend, before she goes out of town, to make it official before she moves away, is not a bad move. I wouldn't do it, but some guys can do that.
So Courtney, is there anything that you can imagine that a guy could do in 3 months that you would seriously consider a long distance relationship?
I think for me to seriously consider a long distance relationship, it has to be a lot of consistency. And I feel like the connection has to be strong for that to happen. I feel like Bruce is kind of selfish, because it's like, what is the real intention behind it? Is it you're just scared because you don't want her to meet someone else, but you were just doing like, what is the real intention? And I feel like it's really ego, it's really pride, and it's really just you being selfish.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
And usually I don't have Bruce's back, but and I kind of do in this situation, not all the way though, because I think he made a bad move. With the whole Zola situation, he's old enough to be able to handle that situation better.
Right, and that's what I mean. I feel like with that situation, it kind of just felt like,
yeah, and it gets even crazier. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
it Zara? Or is Zara at Oh My Burger, or is
Zara, yes.
it? Okay, Zara's at okay.
Zola is Marquez's wife. Zola.
I would feel like maybe Bruce's actions were a little bit more acceptable if that scene happened afterwards. Like the scene happened before. He already these feelings came back for another lady, so that should have been evidence to himself, like, hey, maybe I'm not all in here.
Exactly.
Right. So the question, I agree. If I would have put that scene before he met Zola, he ran into Zara again, it might have been more acceptable. But the fact that the viewers know that he ran into Zara a day or two before seeing Natasha off to Atlanta.
Right.
He probably, but then again, what does he do? He doesn't necessarily tell her, "Hey, I met this girl. I'm going on a date tomorrow." You don't do that, but you might not say the words you said, because saying "I care about you" and you have a safe flight and call me when you get there is different from saying "you're my girl now."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I see a future with us. Those words are like kryptonite to a woman. That really likes the man. You know what I'm saying? And it's irresponsible to even say stuff, to throw stuff like that out there, and then knowing that you just had a run-in with it.
Right.
Yeah, so I agree.
That's the only thing. Exactly. That's
Looks
my
like we
thing.
got looks like we got a relationship coach in the comments. Says, as a relationship coach, I can tell you that the relationships rarely grow when distance as is introduced after they have created a connection. Appreciate the comment.
After they have created a connection. So I wonder if this is a woman or man, or the coach,
the love coach,
after creating a connection, meaning like they've already kind of fell for each other, and now there's a long distance relationship starts, or it's different when you meet somebody that's out of town already, or the relationship is it's not even really a relationship yet. Y'all just cool, and he or she moves out of town. That can make sense because you're not that involved yet. You're not that in. I might like if I don't hear from you in 2 or 3 days, I'm not tripping because you're just a young lady I met, and now you live in Atlanta and I live in LA. But if I'm already falling for you, which it seems like Bruce and Natasha have already done that, I can see that.
How do you think that is? Like, if you meet someone, you develop a connection, and then they're moving, do you feel like the relationship can last, or do you feel like someone has to make a move? Like, now Bruce may have to move to Atlanta in order for it to actually work.
I think with age, I think that it depends on your life. I think we don't know how old Bruce is, but he definitely is older. He's not a young guy. He's not like a 20-year-old kid. Yeah, I mean, a 20-year-old young man. He's old enough to be married and have children, which is why Dontavius and him had that conversation episodes ago. So at this point, the long distance shouldn't work. Either you gonna make a move, bro, or are you preparing to make a move? Now, if you have preparation, if you're preparing to move to Atlanta, or she's just going out there for some months but coming back, I can say the relationship should stay intact. But at this age, you shouldn't be doing long distance relationships if you've already built a connection, like the coach said, which I kind of get, because your expectations are different. You expect her or him to answer the phone. You expect him or her to give you the time you're expecting, that you think you deserve. You know what I'm saying? But when you just met somebody and it's long distance, I don't know her that well. She don't know me that well. I can't expect too much from her. But yeah.
So we can wrap this up. This is episode 4. We'll be back next week for episode 5. But I just want to go around real quick. And you guys can either shout out your Instagram or other stuff that you're working on. But Courtney, go ahead and start first if you want to share some other things that you got going, or just shout out your Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Courtney again. Make sure you guys follow me at Courtney Elise and just stay tuned.
There it is. Jeff, what you got?
Man, y'all heard my song on here after Ian and Reese was on the couch. So I'm trying to finish that album up and just keep creating.
Yeah.
And your Instagram is that right? It's just together at your boy Jay.
I think it's your boy Jay. Yeah. Oh no, I am
your boy Jay.
I'm gonna put it in the comment section so people can tap in. Ja, you got any last words?
Hey man, tune in next week. Episode 5 is gonna be interesting. Yes, indeed. And you'll see both of these young people in content to come. I got some other stuff, some more stuff brewing, another series brewing that you'll see them both in it. So if they want to bless me again, you know.
Come on, man.
And a lot of people in the comments are always like, man, I can't wait for the next episode. Well, you don't have to wait. You can go to BiggJah.com right now and watch the entire season. It's available for purchase, but if you want to wait for the weekly episodes, it's all good. Just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that.
Share.
Yeah, and share. All the support helps. And we got some more series in the works. We'll probably maybe give a little bit more information about that in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
But Ja, go ahead and close us out. I don't know if you want to hit him with a to the max or whatever you got.
Thank you, Courtney and Jeff, your boy Jay. Thank y'all so much. And of course, Marche was great. She had to leave. So did Persephone, and so did E. I know everybody got busy schedules, so I really appreciate it when y'all take the time out to come rock with me after the each episode. I'll see y'all next week, next Tuesday at 6:30. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all for pulling up. Hopefully we'll bring y'all back again before the whole season is up. I would love that. And I'll catch y'all next time, man. Much love, everybody. To the max.